cost like $80
to fill it up.
fill it up. And he said, then you said,
when it gets to half, then you put $20, you bring it back to full.
I know they're in the offseason, but remember this from Shaquille O'Neal.
I would have to stop more often and still spend 80.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Why?
You're complaining about when it gets to 0, you spend 80, right? When it gets to half, you put 20. Then when it get back to half, you put 20.
Yeah, but I'll keep stopping, putting 20 in, and it'll be 80, the same amount of gas. I'm driving the same amount of gas.
The average human stops once a week for gas, right? With you only work here twice. You would probably have to stop maybe once every 2 weeks. Don't even try it.
This is bordering
Nobody
on.
travel more than me.
This is bordering on what's closer, the West Coast or the moon.
So if
bordering on that.
Well, bringing up the moon may be a nice segue, but we'll let this play for now.
You're complaining about the $80,
yes,
right? So
I'm
at 0,
complaining.
so at 0 is 80.
No question.
So at full is 80, right?
Yes.
So if it gets to half, that'll be 40, right?
No question about it.
So if you put 20 in, then you bring it back up to 3/4.
So this was one of the long-standing jokes on Inside. However, the following I'm about to show you, not super hilarious. Shaquille O'Neal made an appearance on the Kyle and Jackie O show, which can be found on their YouTube channel, along with their pod and various other social channels. Now look, in the past 2 years, we have learned how celebrities, athletes, entertainers, musicians are now more believed than those who study this kind of stuff in their respective fields. Shocker, I know. Shaq then put the onus on himself to spew this. It's a theory, O'Neal said on the podcast, when asked about his past comments on whether the earth is flat. It's just a theory. They teach us a lot of things. It's just a theory. I flew 20 hours today. Not once did I go this way, O'Neal said, noting he didn't tip over or go upside down. He added that he's also unsure about whether the planet is spinning. You know, they say the world is spinning. I've lived on a lake for 30 years, and I've never seen the lake move to the left or right, he told listeners. So, where to begin?
Earth spins on its axis, and it takes 1 day to do so. In 1 day, Earth makes 1 rotation on its axis. Earth also travels on an elliptical orbit around the Sun, and it takes 1 year to make a complete trip.
As a matter of fact, CBS News reported the Earth is spinning faster and recently recorded its shortest day ever, scientists say. June 29th, 2022 was 1.59 millisecond less than the average day, scientist Leonid Zotov told CBS News. Since 2016, the Earth started to accelerate, said Zotov, who works for Lomonosov Moscow State University, and recently published a study on what might cause the changes in Earth's rotation. This year it rotates quicker than in 2021 and 2020. Science ABC wrote, "The reason we don't feel the Earth spin on its axis is because everything attached to the surface of the Earth moves at the same speed as Earth. This makes it feel like the Earth is not moving at all." Sadly, this is not Shaq's first go-around with a conspiracy theory. On the big podcast with Shaq, circa 2017, he said, "It's true, the Earth is flat," O'Neal said. "There's 3 ways to manipulate the mind: what you read, what you see, and what you hear. In school, first thing they teach us, oh, Columbus discovered America, but when you got there, it was some fair-skinned people with long hair smoking on peace pipes. So what does that tell you? The blank looks flat to me. I do not go up and down on a 360-degree angle and all that stuff about gravity. Have you looked outside of Atlanta lately and seen all these buildings? So you mean to tell me that China is under us? China's under us? It's not. The world is flat." He would proceed to play down his comments. On the Art of Charm podcast, the host would ask, "What's going on with the flat Earth thing? Are you just messing with everybody with that?" Shaq would respond, "No, the Earth is flat. Would you like to hear my theory? The first part of the theory is, I'm joking, you idiots. That's the first part of the theory. The second part is, I said jokingly that when I'm in my bus and I drive from Florida to California, which I do every summer, it seems to be flat. When I'm in my plane and we're getting ready to land, and I open up the window and I'm looking at all the land that we're flying over, it seems to be flat." He has yet to pull the same shtick in response to his latest controversy. Sam Bentley, a professor of geology and geophysics at the Hall of Famer's alma mater, LSU, told Bleacher Report, people who have a big public presence and have a responsibility to be considerate of their bully pulpit when they make statements like this. This particular case, it's unusual and perhaps unfortunate, but people should be basing our actions on the best available knowledge. Derek Muller, who runs the popular science YouTube channel Veritasium and earned a PhD in physics at the University of Sydney, says that the internet has led to the reemergence of many of these conspiracy theories. It leads their fan bases to consider ridiculous ideas and possibly consider ridiculous ideas to be true, Muller says. Obviously, these people have godlike reputations among some of their fans. They're clearly prominent, and even if you don't fully believe them, it definitely raises the visibility of the claims. In the long term, it does damage because you have a group of people who don't know what to believe. When you don't have those established consensuses, the world makes bad decisions.